West, some celebrities are nice and some are not so nice. Remember that role models come in many packages and some are not celebrities.
Having this Mazina'igan here is an opportunity not only for the community to know what's happening, but also the students to be directly involved in writing and knowing how each of the pieces that is required to bring it all together. And it has inspired not only the students, but also me as a community member.
What do you feel about the creation of Mazina'igan?
We have found it to be an amazing resource. We've gotten to know a lot more of the community members just by reading their stories, seeing the pictures. It's been a real experience. It's been wonderful.
For me, I like it. It's nice to see the kids in the paper, and I didn't know that.
Even your grandson is wrote for it, right?
Oh yes, my grandson.
When did you start reading this newspaper?
When it first came up.
First came out. How'd you hear about it?
Yeah, no, I just saw it up the hill in the store. I know it was $1 before, now it's $1.50.
They were here and I picked up a couple copies before, and yeah, I think it's a great paper. I like it. It's a great form of communication.
How did Mazina'igan come about?
At the beginning of the school year, the school staff had our first school meeting. One of the things that I wanted to get involved with was with the school newsletter. Mazina'igan came about. Carly came and attended the meeting and offered her assistance with her background in journalism, especially being here with the organization Journalists for Human Rights.
The opportunity arose when I was speaking with Ian. I know radio was a big interest, but realizing that there was not enough resources, enough bodies who are really interested or committed. So the paper came to be as the first idea, the first step.
I think it's something that our community has longed for. We have always been behind it, either through just supporting and encouraging students to write for the paper, to using the copier machine to actually print out the paper, to offer any advice, the directive of the paper.
Has there ever been a newspaper before?
I think they tried it once, but nothing like this kind.
I know we've done like newsletters, but for an actual newspaper to have all the components, such as the different sports, communities, insights, different perspectives, history, stories, and putting that all, I think that's one of the things that I've seen in the paper that brings the community together into one perfect present little gift.
What do you believe is the value in a physical paper or just digital?
I like physically opening up a paper and reading it. Sometimes if you get an email or a text message, you kind of like swipe it and it goes away. And I'll get to it later, but you don't get to it later.
And most of the time you ignore it.
Exactly, like we look forward to seeing the issues come out and we all sit down, we have our coffee and we read them and we discuss them and we laugh at the pictures because we enjoy them, the sense of being and belonging. It's amazing. We love the physical paper.
I think it's more effective in the story that it's telling. I think when you interact with something like a book, it gives you a better understanding of what you're reading.
There's a lot of community members who don't have that access to finding the information in the community. They don't have Facebook, or they can't get to billboards because of their age or their knowledge of the community.
Yeah, it's a good idea because a lot of rather older folk reading the newspaper. It's actually getting a lot of attention.
Exactly.
It's my community, and I like to know what goes on in our community with the youth and the children and the adults and the programs that are on.
In previous years, we've always had problems organizing events. What I mean by that is that a lot of events happening in the community were happening in the same day on the same time. So participation was a huge problem with each of the events. A lot of money was going into each event. So you can, as you can see, that like that wasn't, it wasn't getting your dollar's worth. So with the newspaper, we added a section in the back of the paper where the community could see what's going on weeks in advance, where they didn't have to have an event on that day because there was already something going on.
We're all working our little silos. We don't try to help each other achieve the same thing, which is what we're trying to achieve is community, having a great community, right?
Contributors are the most valuable to the newspaper. It empowers them. It provides an area where they can build their confidence and move forward in their successes.
The newspaper, well, I kind of got shy about it, but not anymore. So what's the reason why to be shy about it? So I don't know.
This paper has moved in the right direction, and it's given a voice to people who may think or have thought that they don't have a voice in their storytelling, in their traditions, in business, in leadership, in roles and responsibility of community members and organizations, and how we can come together and work together for a common goal.
This offers kids to actually come out, sit around together as with friends, talk about something, write a story, sit there, write, talk jokes, This gives them something to learn how to write, socialize, and not be locked inside, not hide in their own room on their phone and video games. This will get them out, socialize. This will give them something they'll need in the future in college, is socialization.
How has the Mazina'igan directly impacted you as a person?
I met some really cool people, Damon, Hunter, and Carly. I'm still having a hard time pronouncing her last name. I'm learning more about my community. Like, I live here and stuff, but I don't really go around talking to everybody. But with this, I'm learning more about people. I really like it.
I think the value would be it really gives this community a sense of purpose, and it lifts the community up. It provides education, it provides people with a sense of belonging, it gives them empowerment of their skills, of their trades, of their passions, and it really just highlights everybody in the community to like each other and respect each other. It's wonderful.
Now it's starting to go outside the community, which is even better. Other community members that live off reserve have been able to see the paper, and they're impressed with it, and with each issue that does come out, it just gets better and better.
I know that I've had other people from other reservations that come into the reserve and see our magazine, and they compliment on it, and they say things like, why can't we have something like that on our reserve where we have our own magazine?
My dream is for students to not be afraid to ask questions, not to be afraid to seek knowledge. And through doing something like this can only build their self-esteem, their self-worth, their confidence in knowing that they can do a job independently. They can turn this into a career that can last a lifetime.
I don't think that the kids should be shy to express themselves. I think they should just go ahead and tell us what they need, what they want. If they really want to talk to the leadership, they should, they have a right to call upon them and meet with them, and we should do that.
See, from the Mazina'igan,
What are your hopes?
I'm hoping that it continues and that it grows. I know it is a lot of work. It does take a few people to put it all together. It takes the community to put more stories into it, and then for it to grow, maybe expand into videos, radio, or whatever we could have our hands on, the things that are available to the reserve in order for people to communicate, for people to listen to the stories, to have that recorded.
This magazine needs to keep going, and we need to play a part and a role, our role as a community, to keep it going. Something that unites us and keeps us together, and part of it is communication.
We need to get our people working together, services providers working together. We need more meetings, need some kind of communication strategy across Naotkamegwanning and outside the community, not just Whitefish. We need to start communicating with government, every service provider in Kenora, Port Francis, even businesses. We need to come together with other First Nations, provide community communications so we can build a stronger base for all Anishinaabe and Tutu. That's what we need to do.
I hope this magazine continues and builds people that want to go into journalism. I think it's a good opportunity for them to start here.